Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is beginning of the month for the month of March Tarot Oracle reading. And Gemini, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not in Gemini, we still all have a little bit of Gemini in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Gemini in, that's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. So just keep in mind, this is general collective and parts may or may not resonate. This is also a timely reading, meaning it's the perfect time for you if you're watching it now. And it's been a while since I posted this. If you look back at that time, you can maybe get further clarity on your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. The first part of this reading is tarot, and then about 2/3 of the way through, I clarify for those who want more clarification with my oracle tales from the vector. So this is the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords clearly represents there's some sort of heartbreak here. When you first look at this card, it's like, oh, it's disturbing. But when you look again, you realize the heart is quite a bit bigger than in the context to the swords. So the swords are more like pins or nails. So maybe this is something that you can recover from. So the heartbreak generally is regarding romantic. Sorry, my cat just came in here. This is Stella, and her job is to purr, so that's what she's going to sit on my lap and do. She's already got happy feet, so we're in good. She loves the energy of the reading. So a cat's purr has a very high vibration for healing, so I always let her hang around if she wants to. We have this representing, it can represent two people that are in a relationship and there's a third person involved. And it can also represent not being able to speak your truth or having harsh words having been said. This card can represent also, because the swords represent thoughts and your mind and your mental intelligence. This could represent having to make a difficult, heartbreaking decision. So we'll see what's going on. That's the underlying energy for this reading. So we have here Seven of Cups energy is talking about 7 cups that are being gifted to you from the universe, and these are opportunities that that are available to you at this time. So this is awesome energy. This is talking about, like the cups quite often represent romantic love or love for someone or something or someone you want to be or do. And so this energy, each of these cups has a different gift in it. And it's up to you to decide, like you have choice, how many of these cups would you like to take, and when you would like to take them, in the order that you would like to take these. The energy here is saying, though, that these are, some of these may be described or disguised as challenges, and possibilities quite often are disguised as challenges. This is saying that you're going to have to put some of the energy into it. You're like a black hole sucking in opportunity right now. So, it's really interesting. Sometimes if you have a lot going on in your love life and then you kind of let that go, all of a sudden then you have way more time to have opportunities for other things in life that you love. So we'll see what's happening here, Gemini. This is the internal forces, the underlying energy for the internal forces. And then we have this energy of feeling like you're caught in a mental prison. And so this energy is speaking of, clearly has to do with this situation. Now it's interesting, because could this be that there was someone that had like 7 opportunities in love, and that's what and was playing around a lot kind of energy we're going to see here. This is representing a mental prison. This binding represents someone who feels like they're duty bound, like there's some reason why you can't get out of the situation. You can't see your way out, you're blindfolded. Having said that, all you have to do is walk forward. And this energy, I feel in the beginning there was probably more water here, and that you've already worked through these swords in the back and on the side here, and you just have this one left here of the 8. And so this is talking about your right foot is already on dry land, and your left foot is still in water, but it's a very shallow puddle now. And I feel like this, the water represents emotions, and it's not saying that your emotions are shallow, but there's less emotion here now. Like, you've worked through a lot. Sometimes I feel like this represents the tears that someone's crying, and they're drying up now, and you're able to move forward now without the emotions holding you back. And that might be part of this duty-bound energy. You may have made promises or whatever. We'll see what's going on. You'll probably have a better idea, what's going on in your situation, but or you have suspicions of something going on. Yeah, you've been sabotaged, it looks like. So this energy is talking about, it's very clear here. It's not a good situation to be in. This is the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is when you've been stabbed in the back 10 times and left for unalive. This is an energy of, behind your back energy. And I'm just looking at like this kind of dark energy, which normally would be like a black hole sucking in all this opportunity, but it's kind of like, is it connected to this energy? With someone really playing around kind of here energy. You're down on the ground and you have your hand in the form of a blessing. So this is the same blessing that the Hierophant has with his right hand when he's providing justice in a situation. And right now, it is like the 22nd of February. And so there's a lot of energy happening right now. On the 17th, we just moved into the Chinese New Year. And we also had a new moon, and there was an eclipse on that new moon, and it was a solar eclipse. And so the solar eclipse means that for a while the sun is blocked out by the moon. And this is kind of like heaps kind of more emotion and confusion on a situation that's hidden. And so this energy on the 17th, kind of it's life, like it can cause people to make really big decisions in their life. And it's kind of with the eclipse energy, it'll amplify one area of your life so that you can see it really clearly, but then sometimes the other parts of your life become a little bit blurry because you're so focused on the one thing. And I feel like maybe that's kind of the energy that you've been in, is like you just can't, like, it's like a loop that you can't get out of, that you're just constantly in this thinking loop about what's happened. And so down on the ground, and like this is like stabbed in the back either like for over a decade here. And that's just what I'm picking up, this energy also. We moved on the January 1st, we moved from the new year, on the new year, we moved from 2025, and 2025, 2 + 2 + 5 is 9, and it adds up to like 9 is the end of a cycle. And so in 2025, then we moved into 2026, and that is 2 + 2 + 6, 10. That's this energy here. So this is representing the end of a cycle and rebirth into a new one. That's what the energy is. So I feel like this is coming to resolution within yourself. This is your internal forces, and that's going to play out, and you're moving through it. Let's put it to you that way. But what I'm seeing here is, a lot of times when we have a new year, you won't even really notice because it's like, there's no major change. But with this new year on the January 1st, we really felt that energy changing, because it was like a decade of energy ending and a new energy coming in. So if you think back to what was happening around the new year in January of 2015-16, or sorry, in January of 2015-16, moving from December 31st into January 1st, what was going on in your life, who were you with, what were you doing? That could have a lot to do with this energy, because this could be like a decade of it, that you've been in a relationship or something, and this has happened. It doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. We're going to keep going here and see. Having said that, this here can also be one person doing, sabotaging you over 10 times or for 10 years, or it could even be 10 groups of people. It could be all of the above. This is a calculated, thought out process. This is not like someone kind of sort of was, accidentally hurting you. This was someone that put a thought into how to take you down. And so this energy is, it's ending. That's the good thing. And this does represent the eclipse energy. And this is actually a reading for moving into the March energy. And on March 3rd, we're going to have we'll have a full moon, and there will be another eclipse. But that eclipse is going to be it's going to be a lunar eclipse. So the sun is going to shine more light on the situation. There'll be more daylight than, that kind of energy. And so a lot of these hidden aspects that are coming out now, whatever you can't see now, I feel you really are moving into a time where you will be able to. And it's a major shift in your life. Like it's like from when it's happening right in January, and just so I don't, like I'm even getting, it could have happened on New Year's Eve kind of, people make resolutions and sometimes they can be like, okay, I'm out of here kind of energy or something like that. So we will, disappointed in love for sure. So this is, this is the universe or God giving a gift here of another cup of love. And you're like, you know what? I've had enough of love. I'm sitting on higher ground. I'm done. Like I don't want more of the same old shift. I just can't do it. And the universe is saying, yeah, but you deserve to have love in your life. And so this, again, with this card here, I feel like this represents someone that there was another person involved in the relationship. And this opportunity card, I feel like in this case, it can be like this person had opportunity with several people. And so it could have been over a 10-year period or a 10-month period, or, it doesn't have to be, but I'm just picking up that kind of energy. So this can represent that there was two people in the relationship and a third party. This can even represent sometimes that this cup is a cup of new love coming in. And so it can sometimes represent a baby, someone getting pregnant. So we'll see. We'll keep looking here. That could be the story. This can represent you having had 3 important relationships and they've all been disappointing in love. And it's kind of, like I just don't want to go for a 4th time. Or it can represent 3 strikes. And this person is asking for another opportunity, another chance. And you're like, no, hell no. I gave you 3 chances and you've struck out now with me. I don't want to have your love. And so this is talking about the Queen of Cups now. So unconditional love. And this is, the Queen of Cups is most likely to be in a traditional marriage relationship. And this is someone who's very maternal and, loves her children, loves her family, and loves being married and that type of lifestyle. She has a lid on this cup because she is represented as a container of unconditional love. And sometimes this can even represent your maternal line, like your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. We have the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles is talking about working hard to make money. And this is the energy of, the Pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, and abundance in the 3D. Having said that, it's about lifestyle, and money is a part of that for sure. Like to have a good lifestyle on the earth, you need to have money. But it's not just about money. But in this particular card, it is about making money, because this is the only card where the person is actually focused on actually working on the physical coin. And so this represents either you've started a project and you're on the 2nd pentacle and you have 6 to go, or you already have completed 6, you're on the 7th and have 1 left. This is talking about working hard and make money. Like it's a situation maybe where you need to make money and you're working hard at it. And now we have the Hierophant coming in here. So the Hierophant, this is the hand in the the form of the blessing here. And this is what I'm talking about here. So this is confirming that this is a blessing in disguise. You being down and out like this, that it's okay, because this is changing this disappointing situation, that you're making some choices here. The Hierophant is representing traditional structure. So this is coming from the spiritual realm down to the physical. This could be, if you're a religious person and that's your thing. This could represent, the higher ups of the religious realm, whatever church or whatever you're in, the bishops, cardinals, popes, that kind of energy. And then it also represents, it can represent a court of law as well, 3D legal court situation type energy. So the Hierophant is coming in to bring justice to the situation. And these are your internal forces. The internal forces you can tell because when you're up at night and you're worried, it's kind of like, what if I do this and then they do that? Or what if they do this now? Then what will I do if the internal forces? And this is the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. That you can, and really can keep you in this worried mental energy that you can't let go of, like a loop. And so this is how you're identifying with yourself right now. You just feel like you can't move forward and that your mind is just running, I'm getting. And this is talking about, but you have looked after a great deal of this, like you're on the tail end of it now. And this is how abundance and self-worth. And so this is talking about someone has really tried to take you down, but you still are breathing here. And this energy here is talking about you want justice and you want to get up and keep going. Like you're not going to stay down on the ground. You recognize that this could be a blessing in disguise, where it's to the point now where you are taken down. This is communication in your early life. So it could be that you were raised in a family where you didn't feel the love, you maybe felt like a bit of a misfit or something, or perhaps your parents were having troubles. And, our subconscious mind is formed by the time we're 6 or 7. So even if you were a young baby and your parents split up then, even at a really young age, you might not be able to remember it, maybe like little bits and pieces, but it's has a heavy influence on your life. So our subconscious mind is actually the thoughts of others, because we can't really remember what happened and they tell us what happened, that kind of energy and how we dealt with it, whatever. But the subconscious mind is so heavily imprinted on you that it can form the way you make your relationships with in love and in money, etc. So it's that is talking about maybe you've been doing a lot of work on healing that kind of energy so that you can speak your truth and move forward. And when I said speaking your truth, this card can also represent perjury. And I don't know, that just came up, so I don't know if that's a thing for you here. This is a home and family, your emotional foundation. And so it's just saying that you are a very loving person, that you do have unconditional love. I don't know if you have children. If you do, you would be a really good parent, is the energy. This is talking about creativity, romance, and children. And I feel like there's a few things coming up here, because this is a reading for more than some people. This sometimes can say working hard at romance and working hard at having children. So it could be a situation where you're having trouble becoming pregnant and you want to have children. That is an energy that's sometimes, I can feel that kind of coming in. And then it doesn't have to be, but for some of you it may. And then this is the daily routine and your habits and that. And it's talking about the Hierophants coming in to adjust this so that you're not in this energy, and that your daily routine is going to improve. These opportunities represent your internal forces. So it's talking about, when you're in this energy, sometimes it's kind of like that catalyst causes you to, okay, now I have to make a decision. I will move forward. And yeah, I'm disappointed in love, but I deserve love. That's what you understand, that about yourself. You're down and out right now, but you're just because you're down doesn't mean you're out. So don't tell yourself you're out. You're down for the count right now, but there could be another round here. That's the energy I'm picking up. And okay, reconciliation. So this card, reconciliation, is an interesting card. It talks about, if there's reconciliation, then there's a need for forgiveness implied first. And this card is also about forgiveness, being able to forgive yourself first and foremost. And that's what forgiveness is about. So forgiveness is for yourself. It's not for the other person so much. You don't even have to tell someone else that you forgive them. You can just forgive them. And they don't have to know. If you are reconciling with someone, then it would imply that there needs to be forgiveness, and that's the first step towards reconciliation. But just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you have to reconcile with them. You could forgive them and never talk to them again. It's like the forgiveness is just so that you can let go of the energy. The Six of Cups represents like the past coming in, and I'm not surprised to see this card. I think we'll see it in a lot of the readings in this March energy, because towards the end of in what is it, the 22nd, like 4 days from now, Mercury is going to go into retrograde, and that just means that the planet Mercury looks like it's going backwards. From the perspective of the Earth. And this quite often can famously cause communication disruption. And but it's also talking about the past coming back. And sometimes when the past comes back, it's a good thing if we take the time to go through it and heal. And that's what I'm getting, is this energy. This reconciliation can actually be a reconciliation of what happened to you when you were a child, and learning how to approach love and work and the whole enchilada I'm getting differently than how your parents maybe did it. If they were kind of in a dysfunctional way, then they taught you that dysfunction kind of energy. And so it's like, okay, it's time to have your own thoughts about how is this going to happen. And interestingly, we also have an energy here astrologically where Saturn just moved into Aries, which is ruled by Mars, and Neptune on January 26th moved into Aries. And so those two planets are really big planets, and they have a big pull. And Aries was Neptune was in Pisces for 14 years. And Neptune rules Pisces energy. And Pisces energy is more dreamy and, idealistic and, things will work out kind of energy. And giving people more chances. Get off the table, Stella. Thank you. She wants me to feed her more chicken, and she's going to have to wait till the reading is over. Cats are so funny. Like, they are so demanding sometimes. But that's the energy I'm getting in, is that you get interrupted a lot with other people's needs. And this is, because we're talking about, oh yeah, things are going to work out. I'll just give them one more chance kind of energy. And that shift is over because now, after 14 years of being in the Pisces energy and very comfortable there, this idealism is now moving into the Aries energy. So it's a whole new baby. The Aries is the infant of the zodiac, and Aries is going to, you think about, and this Neptune energy is going to be in the sign of Aries now for the next 14 years. And so this is like, has an impact on everybody. We're all kind of, it's kind of like, everything you learned in the last 14 years about how to approach people for business and how to approach relationships and be idealistic and give people second chances, and things will, hey, just be optimistic. Things will just work out. Now we're in the Aries energy where we have to learn all over again. And you think about, a baby and what a baby, a newborn baby, how it comes in and helpless, and what happens in that 14 years. That's kind of the growth, the curve of growth that we're on, basically. And so it's a very different energy, but it's perfect timing for you because you're ready for new. And you need to be less, and see what's happening also is with Saturn and Neptune together in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. And so that energy, Stella, stop. That's enough. Come on. You're being really noisy. You're supposed to be purring. Can you purr? Yeah, that's a good girl. I'll feed you in a little bit here. You just ate like she just ate. It's not like she's starving or anything. She's just demanding. So this is, I'm getting this is the kind of energy you're dealing with. Distraction, quite often when you try and do something for yourself. Stella, stop. You're not going to stop, are you? All right, so this is the Six of Cups, and there's a lot of illusions in this card, and that's why it's saying like it's good to revisit the past for yourself and look after like, okay, what could I have done differently, so that you can learn from it and move on. That's the point. And so when Mercury's in retrograde, that's a great time to do that. But quite often, people from the past will come in, and so the energy is like there's a lot of illusions around that, so really be careful with that energy. The Six of Cups each have flowers in them, and these flowers represent innocence, but this flower is Datra, which is from the nightshade family. So it's not such an innocent plant. It's very beautiful and blooms these big beautiful white flowers. But it is highly toxic if you ingest it. So it's not good for children to play with or to have around pets. And then you look again and you realize, well, those aren't children anyway. This is a gnome and this is a little woman. And then you look at the little woman and you realize, hey, she looks young here, but on the back, she looks like she's turning away. And this is talking about your ability to say yes or no to people. And the older woman is saying no, and this one is going, oh yes, she's very, she's more innocent. But she's wearing a white glove and she doesn't want to get her hands dirty. So she's not taking it. And so this is talking about, and in the background it looks like, oh, someone was looking after the children, they were watching out for them, but they're actually walking away. So they're not, so the whole thing, when you first glance at it, is an illusion. And so this is talking about being aware, like looking into what are the illusions from the past in this relationship in particular that you're, in right now, that you're suffering here in this way. And really take a look at it and learn from it instead of like, so that it will be a value for you to move forward, because this is coming in your external forces. And so you do not, like if someone has shown you who they are and this is how you are after you've been around them, time to let them go for sure. And then this is, yes, here we have it, like leaving the couplehood. This is my leaving a relationship and becoming single card. It doesn't have to be that, but for me, this card is saying that because it usually comes out in these situations. And this is someone that is standing on this this land here, and they're looking over in the horizon and thinking, I want to go somewhere new. I want to expand my horizons. This is like, looks like sand, but it's actually, there's ships on here. So this is just the way the sun is shining, kind of like the yellow brick road. And this guy is thinking, I'm going to hop on one of my ships there and I'm going to sail away. And so that's the kind of energy. And it feels like this is that decision that you're making. And I feel like you've crossed through the portal of that decision and you're ready to take action now. This is in your marriage partnerships and commitments, and it's like you're walking away from one. And that might be the duty-bound part. This is talking about the hangman. Okay, so you've been in the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge upside down and hangs there and he's upside down because he wants to gain a new perspective. And this energy is saying, okay, you have the new perspective now. It's time to take action. Once you're sure of what action you're going to take, now would be a great time in between these two eclipses, because there's that one coming in on the February 3rd. It's a great time to make plans. Okay, how am I going to do this? How, what are the steps of action I need to take? And then we have the King of Pentacles coming in, and this is about higher learning. So the King of Pentacles sometimes represents, someone who, it represents someone who has really good business acumen. And it could be like a financial advisor, that kind of energy. It's also talking about generational wealth and, how to manage that. So I feel like what you need to do is maybe talk to someone. Maybe you're concerned about the money of your situation if you were to leave this relationship. And also, if there's some sort of legalities here where you feel like you've been working really hard for money, or maybe some money went missing, because this can be like making money, like counterfeit, forgery, misappropriation of funds, that kind of energy. It's been coming up in the readings. Okay, now we have here, this is higher learning, and now this is your reputation and your career goals, basically. And this is my, hey, I think I might done everything I can here card. And I feel like a big fish in a little pond. And maybe I've been successful here. I've planted this wand. I'm getting that you are a successful person, just maybe not in love. And this is talking about, I have everything I've accomplished in this relationship, where I'm at and everything. Maybe it is time to move on. And this sometimes can even represent having a business and wanting to franchise it, like set up another location in another city, or, it's definitely talking about moving into a different energy, but it's of expansion, recognizing that it's time to, you don't want to feel like a big fish in a little pond anymore now. You want to feel like a small fish in a big pond with lots of these opportunities for you, because these opportunities are meant for you. And I feel like it also represented that the other person was taking advantage of opportunities in this relationship. Yeah, look at this. We have the celebration here. This is friends and co-workers and stuff, and I feel like they are toasting, and this is a card of celebration, and this could represent that you could celebrate. But I get this is this energy here, these 3 cups, and I feel that this energy, look at them, they're toasting, but no one's looking at each other. They're toasting something that happened here. They're not toasting each other, and they're not toasting you. Or they are, because they think they've got you down, and then they can take that's the kind of energy. This could be the third party, or one of them, if there was more than one, that was involved with your partner and was disappointing in your love. And the reason for this is these cups represent romantic love. And in a lot of cultures, if you don't look someone in the eye when you toast them, it means that you're going to have 7 years bad luck in your love life, in your romantic life. So it kind of defeats the purpose. And I feel like it's kind of that energy. No one's looking at each other. Who are they toasting? What are they toasting? That kind of energy, that you're leaving town. Because this isn't just, I don't feel this is just one person. This is a collective effort kind of energy. Yeah, and leaving you as the wounded warrior. But the wounded warrior is saying that you stayed on your path, despite as hard as it was. All the actions you took, you might be in this energy right now because you're trying to make this decision whether to let go of this person. And I think the universe is making the decision for you in some ways here, because you're here. And it's so the wounded warrior. Yeah, you might be tired, but you're still back up on your feet. And so they're celebrating way too soon if they're celebrating, this energy that you've been put in. So let's look at this a little bit more. I'm going to clarify it for those of you that want clarification. For me, I'm looking at this, this energy, and I'm, reading for several. So I'm getting a lot of different impressions coming in of how this could be playing out. Having said that, for you, you know, take what works for you. And if you want more clarification, I'm going to clarify with my oracle. If you're leaving off now, please do give it a like and comment. If you've enjoyed this reading, it really helps me build my channel. Consider subscribing if you resonate. And I'm going to clarify now with my oracle tales from the Vector. I started this in 2007, and this is something very interesting. When I was researching, okay, these eclipses, this new one coming in March is a full moon eclipse. And it's the moon is actually in Virgo, and the sun energy is in Pisces. And so the energy is like clean up your domestic life, like get your, like Virgo likes things in order and having everything exactly how you like it, and clean. So it's talking about like declutter, get ready to make, this is a great time in between these two moons to put plans in place. You know, if you're thinking I'm going to move, start packing, or not even start packing, but start looking at things and, you know, organizing, because it takes time to get ready to move, and start doing that. Start looking in, you know, how, like if you're getting a moving truck and all that, start getting all the plans in place, but not actually taking the action yet. Because when we're in this intense in between two eclipse energies, it can be, we're really hyper focused on one thing, and we kind of aren't looking at the entire big picture, which is okay if you really need to do that to focus. But avoid any impulsive actions right now, and wait until, I feel you'll have way more clarity 2 weeks from now. But what was interesting, I was looking up what dates are significant for, you know, sometimes there's significant dates. And in 2007, on March 3rd, there was a very similar eclipse energy as this. So take a look back, what was going on for you in 2007, and that may really clarify things. I started my oracle in 2007, and here it is in 2020, I finally finished the 64th painting. You know, I had it out and about at my seminars and at psychic fairs for several years, but it wasn't complete, and I wasn't worried about it. I figure I'll complete it when I complete it. But now that I have all the paintings, I'm working on the information that goes with it. So the cards that I have here have the numbers of the cards, how they are on, I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. And that website has a gallery of paintings, and the numbers on these are how they're numbered in the gallery. So I will, in the description box below, I'll put the cards in there. But I just wanted to point that out. Those dates, take a look back, what was going on New Year's Eve, basically 10 years ago, and what was going on in 2007 in March 3rd, to be like, it's almost a very identical energy, the way the astrological elements line up. So like when I looked, I was like, oh my God, that's when I started my oracle, and now I'm finishing it. And I didn't think it was going to take this long, but hey, here I am. And so that's an example right there. And so, oh, here we have the energy. So look at this. This is what just jumped out of the deck here. And this is the devil energy. So this is about temptation. Definitely someone was giving into temptation here. When the devil card comes out and it's temptation, I always cover it, because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. And so it's just, what minion does the devil send in? And or does God cover it? And we have lack of awareness. See? This is talking about you. Never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. So I feel like your intuition was telling you for a while, hey, something's wrong here, but you didn't want it. You didn't want to see it, because and love is blind, and that's, you know, it's just a fact. And after doing all these readings lately, this energy, but this is a lack of awareness is a karmic space. And it's like when you you're getting these intuitive hits, but you're not listening to them. and oh, it'll go away kind of energy. We have the Leo energy here, and this is about the sun. So I just want to say, when the horoscope signs come in my general collective readings like this, I'm not talking about a specific person, I'm talking about the energy and the stage of life, basically. So Leo energy is very impulsive because it's teenage boy energy, and it's also about leadership, but it takes a long time to mature to be a good leader. This is talking about your internal forces, and I feel like you need to discipline your mind more so that it doesn't overtake you. Your mind is supposed to work for you. You're not supposed to work for your mind, and I'm getting that kind of energy here a little bit too. So this is really like for you to really listen to your intuition and apply your intuition to your logic as well, and you probably will find you get a better result. We have the moon energy on here. Reckless abandon. This is like reckless, W-R-E-C-K. So this is talking about, you know, like not being so, you know, worried about everything and listening more to your intuition. So you ask the logical question, and then you feel for the answer. If you have to go and sit with yourself for a little bit and just feel, okay, which one of these questions feels best to me? And then apply logic to that one. And then we have the attachment. And so attachment is the karmic space. Like when you become attached to something, that's when you're going to fall into other karmic spaces, because you want to hang on to it. And so you don't want to see, you know, you won't listen to that inner knowing that you have, because you don't want to know. It's that kind of energy. So then Scorpio energy is the sexual gladiator. So of the horoscope. So this is talking again, someone using their sacral energy, and it disappointed you. So this is again talking about infidelity. I feel, if you were wondering, I think you know that though already, and that's already kind of a, you know, I feel like you're on the, you know, maybe at the beginning here you didn't know that, but now you've pretty much determined that. This is surrender. And so this is when, yes, you might have unconditional love, but it doesn't mean that you're going to love someone else above yourself. And so just because you have unconditional love doesn't give people permission to take your kindness and trample it like this. And so this is really needing to be more discerning. Like the Queen of Swords, she's discerning, and she's quite often considered to be cold, but she wasn't always that way. She, you know, she learned. She's been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. So it's good that you have unconditional love, but you have to have that first and foremost for yourself. And then we have the High Priestess energy, and this is again talking about using your intuition and your logic, especially during this time, because with all this moon energy, it's really easy to feel that energy. We have the head authority here, so Pisces energy. And this Pisces energy, remember the sun is in Pisces, and so the sun is going to shine light on this situation. And this is the senior executive of the, you know, it's the last sign in the zodiac. And this is about authority, and this is about sink or swim energy. So getting really good information to move forward with is really a good idea. Like if you're thinking, I should consult with someone, yes, that's a good idea. Then look at this, the external forces coming in are, you can anticipate a much better future, but not with this individual. This is, I feel like, you know, you learning from this experience, and that is really what these two eclipses are about. It's about, are you going to learn from the past experiences, or are you going to repeat them? And this is saying you want to be on a foolhardy journey. You want to be on the destined path that God gave you. And this is the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And so this is talking about you, this is that energy of moving on as a single person. And this is saying, go for it. That's like, yeah, that's it. That, you know, and then we have the superstar energy, harmony. And I feel like in 2026 here, it's going to be different for you. I feel like you've done a lot of reflection. And this is about being able to speak your truth and having, like, that's the throat chakra energy. And maybe in the past you've been like, oh, it's okay, but it's not okay. And you're a star, and you need to recognize this. So it's good to have that innocence about you, but you have to also be discerning, like the Queen of Swords. Been there, done that, have the t-shirt, off with your head. She's got her sword out. Like, if you don't come into me correct, then I'm not going to tolerate it. We have the scotoma, and the scotoma is the energy of a blind spot. And so it's kind of like, it's an energy of being able to move forward and not have those same blind spots in the next relationship that you had in this one. And there was just something that popped in my head about this woman here, the yes or no. Like, the older woman's turning away from this because she doesn't want a bunch of illusions in her life. And she's like saying, no, hell no, I'm walking away. But she can't because she's part of this woman. And this is the innocence saying, oh, okay, I'll do that for you. Don't be a people pleaser anymore. This is the Gemini energy. Yes, you can please people by pleasing yourself first right now. I feel like it's really important for you because the Virgo energy is asking you to clean up your situation so that your environment supports your needs moving forward in this situation. And this is the drama queen energy. Yeah, some people, you know what? The good news is people don't gossip about people that are boring. So, whatever. Like, if someone's like celebrating with their friends because they now have your man or your woman, well, I don't, from what I'm seeing here, congratulations, see ya. I'm off on a new adventure. That's the kind of, abuse of power. And that's like kind of like, life's only a bitch if you are. So this is talking about getting out of this energy, because if you don't, and I really am proud of you. I feel that you're doing a lot of the healing here, but what's really awesome is right now the energy astrologically is really supporting you doing that. So take advantage of it right now and move forward. All right, I hope I don't know if you've enjoyed this, but that you've gotten value out of it, and that I'm going to be doing another reading after these ones more about this eclipse energy as we get closer to approaching it. So you might want to, keep an eye out for that. Please do give this a like and comment if you have had value from it, and consider subscribing. It'd be my honor if you did so. And I'll be back with another reading for you soon, Gemini.